We are human. Most of us can agree on this, but what does it mean to be human? To say that humans are distinct, different from other forms of life? Modern science and science fiction both provide frameworks for examining the nature of humanity, an investigation that reveals that the distinctions between human and non-human beings are not so clearly cut. Work in modern primatology exposes interesting nuances in the cognitive abilities of our close primate relatives, calling into question the uniqueness of Homo sapiens and the greater distinctions drawn between humans and other animals. Science fiction also pushes the boundaries of our humanness, often through navigating the boundary between humans and machines. Often, this is accomplished using narratives of hybridity that bring both the human and the machine into close contact, creating a tension between the distinctions. The boundaries between humans, animals, and machines are not as solid as we once thought. They exist but remain elusive. This unfolding and reimagining of humanness is an integral part of constructing an inclusive human identity that will hold up in the reality that science fiction imagines and practical science creates. It is incredibly common to distinguish humans from other animal species using a set of cognitive functions seen to be endemic to humans. Many of these functions have been integrated into a comprehensive theory of mind that includes our ability to perceive and understand exterior motives, goals, and feelings, and applying knowledge of oneself to others. Initially, theory of mind was solely attributed to humans, but recently explorations in primate conditions suggest that primates do have, to some extent, a theory of mind. Chimps demonstrate the ability to reference absent objects not currently in view. This ability suggests that the mind of the chimpanzee is capable of higher cognitive functioning than we originally thought. Studies have also suggested that chimps can show empathy toward their peers. Baboons have been observed to use vocalizations that function within complex social structures, bringing into question the usefulness of a language as a criteria for determining humanness. However, chimps lack the ability to understand false belief, meaning they don't have the ability to comprehend how the perceptions of others deviate from their own. Humans do understand false belief. For example, we know that Morgan has a false belief that she can prove James wrong in an argument, and we know she will continue to act on this false belief. We can therefore make predictions about her behavior. A chimp would not understand Morgan's false belief and would therefore be astounded by her continuation of the argument. A variety of compelling evidence shows that chimpanzees demonstrate portions of theory of mind, possessing cognitive skills that were once thought were only human. Technology has already changed our lives, to the point where we can already imagine examples of hybrid consciousness. Take, for example, a gamer who spends hours a day in a virtual reality. In this instance, consciousness is divided between the physical world of chair and console and the limitless virtual game world. Science fiction imagines the future in which technology blurs the boundaries between humans and machines, even more so during the future. Narratives of hybridity in science fiction blur the distinction even more. As mentioned, language-esque verbal communication methods used in primates brings into question the validity of language as a criteria for humanness. Similarly, our idea of culture in our society can be brought into question through entities who experiment critically the boundaries of our own culture. In Silently and Very Fast, the example of Elfsis deconstructs social boundaries by seeing for herself what it means to be human. By successfully adopting human culture, Elfsis has shown us that human culture can be mimicked and can only be mimicked. From the start of every human life, humans have to learn how to mimic culture, so Elfsis is blurring the boundaries that we consider exclusive to humans, which is human culture. Elfsis has become something very powerful because he has mimicked human culture as well as made a culture for himself, one that is partially AI. Navigating the boundaries between human and animal and human and machine reveals that the distinctions we once held to be intrinsic and natural delineation is actually a social construct that serves specific political purposes. In short, using science and science fiction to examine what it means to be human is much like dropping an ice cube into water. What was once a solid structure and fixed form dissolves as we question our assumptions and find new meaning in our humanness.